Alright, I finally got this. This is the Arkham Knight Batman from that LPZZ company. Yeah, so there's the Arkham, well, this is Batman from the Arkham Knight series. So there's the box, and inside, a nice looking box right there. It's got foil there too. And it is a licensed product. And you can see DC and Warner Brother logo there. So, and let's see here. Open this up. And here's what you get. First, you get the instruction pamphlet. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it already, seen this figure, because I have seen it online. Quite a lot of people posting images of this figure. And here's a promotion for Deathstroke, which I plan on getting now since I have the Batman. The Batman turned out really nice, actually. So, and here's it comes with the base, of course, and then here are some extra accessories. What is this? I think it's a freeze grenade. And then here's a really ugly angry mouth. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see it, but I'll show it later on. And then we have 3 batarangs. They're remote batarangs, so I'll show those later. And then, well, let's see right here. So you get the figure right there, and then you get the cowl right there. You know what? I'll just take it out, but I just want to at least let you see how much stuff this figure comes in with. So let's open everything up and be right back. Alright, so here we have the figure outside of packaging, and then here's everything that it comes with. We have, again, the base, which has a name tag of Arkham Knight on here, and it is removable. Kind of cool that they did it that way. So, and then, of course, you get the figure, and over here, you get the open cowl. So, you can see right there, it's separated, kind of. So it opens, and then we have the head sculpt of Bruce Wayne, and I think production delayed was because of this head sculpt, because the original one turned out really bad, so they had to scrap it and then redo the head sculpt or something. And then we have this weapon right here, forgot what it's called, and then we have this one right here, and we have 2 line guns right there, and grab no gun right there. And then the bomb, glue thingy, whatever that's called. Don't remember those names anymore. And then he comes with a bunch of hands. And then there are 2 of these joysticks, kind of meant for the eyes to move them. And then we have 3 batarangs that I showed earlier. And then we have this freeze bomb or something. And then we have his open mouth. I mean, this angry mouth showing teeth is terrible. No one's going to use that one. And there we go. Arkham Knight Batman. Really pretty figure. Initially, I wasn't planning on getting this guy because I already have the whatchamacallit, the Yamaguchi, Amazing Yamaguchi version, and then people start posting pictures of him, and then and then it just looks so good, and I had to get it. And then by that time it was already sold out, so it was almost impossible to find. And let's see, did I end up? Yeah, I ended up buying it off eBay for a little bit higher than retail. Yeah, that sucks, but yeah, so, but I end up having it, and I'm loving it. I paid about, I think shipped was about 125, I believe. Here's the weapon, so, yeah, so that's how much I paid, and I'm okay with it. So, let's take a look at the figure now. So, we have Arkham Knight Batman. So, the cape is a cloth cape, and then it has stitching up here, a couple of these are stitched together, so it creates that fold. And then there's wires running through. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wires here running through the cape. And then one thing I don't like about this is at the front portion. The wire only goes up to certain point and then it stops, so there's nothing going on around this curve section here. So it would have been nice if it was the wire ran all the way through around, so it curves out here, so you can manipulate the cape from this section as well. But it's okay, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Now let's go over articulation for this guy, and this guy's really good actually. And the head movement, they did this to the neck section where it could push back, so it allows his head to move back even more. So if he wants to look up, he can, because you could move the neck portion back, the collar section back, so now he could look up without any issues whatsoever. So that's cool. Look at that. And then once you set it back into position, then you just need to tuck that back in. And then here you could open this up, and here's where you adjust the eyes. It's a little bit of a pain to adjust these eyes because they're so tiny. And currently I have them looking straight, so I'm just gonna leave them as this. And it just pegs them onto his cowl there. And then here's the mouthpiece. You take it out, and then you can put in the angry mouth, which I'll show you what it looks like. And I will, once I showed you, you will understand how bad this looks. Okay, so let's zoom in. Take a look at that. Yikes! Yeah, this is not pleasing to look at. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch it back to the other mouth plate, because that's the best one. And let's pop this back on. Pop this back on. Oh, yeah, it doesn't stay too well though. That's another issue too. If this figure takes a tumble, the face plate is going to come out. And so shoulder pad, it's on a separate piece. It's attached via hinges onto the shoulder section, and then there's a butterfly joint right there. So arms could swing. Let's move these down so it could go up to about that much. And of course it could rotate 360, no issues whatsoever. Bicep does have swivel, and then he has double jointed elbows. Can give you past 90 degrees, and then he has a ball hinge wrist. And then one thing I like about this, the chest, is that the emblem can shift in a little bit, kind of like what Amazing Yamaguchi did for theirs as well too. So the chest emblem can move in, tucked in a little bit, so which allows his arms to have a little more room to swing over. So that's cool. And for the torso section, let's see here, let's move the arms out of the way. So there is a ab crunch you could do, which is quite amazing. Look at that, the ab crunch is really good. Arch back, not so much. This is strange. A lot of people do ab crunch. They barely have anything for ab crunch, but they could arch back really well. But for this one, you could do a really good ab crunch, but not so much arching back. Because I think arching back, it's less important than doing a crunch. This is way more important, in my opinion, than arching it backwards. There's no reason for it. And then these belt pieces can be unbuckled and can move out of the way for the leg movement. So we have drop down legs here, and these are kind of like those T-joints from SHF, and then but they added a drop down section to it. So now his leg's gonna go up all the way past 90 degrees, and then of course there's a thigh swivel, and then double jointed knees. Look at how far it bends. And then here it is on a ball. It's on a ball hinge joint underneath there, and it is attached out to the lower leg using a ball joint. So it is, instead of a peg that goes straight up, calves. It is actually a ball joint that's up there, and then it also has a ball hinge joint, which allows for this movement here, and then also a bit more movement like so. And then there's also toes articulation, but I can't even move it. So you could definitely get him to do some really cool poses. As far as kneeling is concerned, he has no issues whatsoever doing kneeling poses, like those landing pose. He has no issue whatsoever. And then purging, let's see if I can get him to do like a purge over a gargoyle type of poses here. Let's see. So it would be something purge over, like so, kind of something along this line, maybe. Or you could have him kneeling. That might be a little bit better. Kind of like that. If you look at what you would call it, Amazing Yamaguchi, they could have the hunch over would have been a lot more dynamic than this one, but still, for something like this, I am very impressed what they could achieve. And the whole thing is made out of plastic, and it feels like a little. It's not completely hard plastic. There are a couple of parts that are completely hard plastic, but the rest of them feels more like those type of plastic that if you heat it up, it will soften. But the chest plate, that seems like hard plastic, and then the shoulder pads might be hard plastic. Otherwise, everything else seems to be somewhat of a the type of plastic that once you heat it up, it will soften up. And let me see. So let's have him hold a weapon here. Let's have him hold this one, just so I could try it out, see if he could look down the sight and stuff like that. Gotta move that out of the way. Let's move that. So here's where I need to switch the plate over a little bit. Give him a little more room, not a whole lot. And then I'll have to switch out the hand here. And he doesn't come with extra pegs or anything like that, so be careful with these. These are the only ones you're gonna get, and you don't want to mess them up. So let me give him some sort of a gripping hand here. I wish they've given us extra pegs, wrist pegs. That would have been nice, because it's always helpful to have extra wrist pegs. So we got kind of something along this line right here, like that. And there we go. Let me just plant them down properly. Then I can show you. There you go. Kind of looking down the sight. Need to readjust this, maybe lower it a little bit, kind of like that. So that's cool. Figure is definitely capable of doing dynamic poses. I've seen a lot of photos of people posting online showing him in dynamic poses, flying poses and stuff like that. And this thing can definitely do those things. I'm just gonna give him the His mouth fell off. Like I said, these pieces, they don't stay on that well. You know what? Let me put on the Wayne head sculpt. Let's see. I have to try that, right? Let's see here. How does it work? Okay, there we go. Here's the Bruce Wayne head sculpt. Okay, there we go. First time putting on the Bruce Wayne head sculpt, so let's see how he looks. Push this back. Cape does get in the way with the shoulder pads. I've noticed that. And the legs seems to want to spread out a little too easily. That's another thing I've noticed. Hold on to the cowl like that. Something like that. There we go. There we have Bruce Wayne holding on to his cowl. Oh, looks like he's a little short with the neck. Needs a longer neck. A little bit. Look at that. And here's a size comparison with a Stormtrooper, or Clone Trooper from Hasbro. So kind of see he is taller than the clones. So whether he's in scale with other figures that are 112, not quite sure, but that's how tall he is. And he stands about 6.75 inches in height, not counting the cowl. So I'm not going to count the ears anyway. So yeah, 6.75 inches in height. So if you have other figures, you could compare it that way. So just do some measurements and you'll be able to find out whether he fits in one or not. 6.75. And so this is a really nice Bruce Wayne head sculpt, to be honest. It's a really nice one. Look at that. It's really good. Look at that. It's fantastic. So let's get a good look at him before I end this video. Overall, a very, very good Arkham Knight Batman figure. Oh, let's see behind the cape. See what it looks like. So back here, yeah. So yeah, there you go. But overall, fantastic figure. Definitely a really good one. I'm glad I got it, and I will definitely get Arkham Knight now. I mean, not Arkham Knight, I mean Deathstroke to go with him. Ooh, not that mouthpiece. And yeah, even the Batman head sculpt is really good. Looks very accurate to the game. And the wire's pretty strong too. So there you have it. So Arkham Knight Batman from LPZZ. And there you go. And yeah, not a whole lot more to say. And if you have it, congratulations. If you don't, you might want to go hunt for it. Maybe they'll do reruns on this. I'm not sure. But in any case, it's totally worth getting. It is a really good looking figure. highly recommend this. Could be it. Yeah, it just might be in my top 10 video as well. Top 10 figure for this year. So there you go. There's Batman, and thanks for watching.